Hello, 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 and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at headlines, news, things that are going on around the city. And it is great to meet you today. It's great to see you, although I'm running a little late. I've never been 3 minutes late before. It was a rough start. I went out partying last night. I dare confess. It was a wonderful get together with friends that I'll get to tell you about in the second half of the broadcast. But first, as always, this is a place where we exchange headlines and we exchange news and information on how to best improve and enjoy our lives here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English-speaking locals. If this is your first time joining us, please let us know by writing the word new in your comments, and we'll be so very happy to welcome you. If you have something truly important that you wish to share during the broadcast, it helps a great deal if you add the letter Q at the beginning of your comment or question. We have important news about vaccines. We are going to be repeating these news over and over, which reminds me that I want to keep this up during the broadcast because this is a website where you can pre-register for your vaccine, and we'll talk about that in a second. We also have sad news about some folks that went missing, and lots of Jellyfish galleries reopening, rain that is falling down but not here. A beloved Mexican singer launches a new album. One of the gay hotels in town, Hotel Mercurio, is having their last drag brunch. Meanwhile, another gay hotel in town, Almar Resort, threw the house out the window last night with a lavish party that we got a chance to attend from a safe distance, I might say. So this is what we're going to be looking at today. So get comfortable, grab a beverage of choice, and let us dive into the news. As we mentioned yesterday, the government of Mexico has opened vaccine pre-registration for folks in their 40s, but also includes vaccines for folks in their 50s and seniors that missed out on past campaigns. This is all possible due to the fact that Mexico has been receiving a constant supply of all the major vaccines. Once again, we are going to keep the pre-registration website on the screen throughout the broadcast whenever I appear on the big screen, so that you can actually go and pre-register. This is very important. My voice is echoing, I hear. That happens sometimes. Let's see. Is it echoing here? Is it echoing? How can my voice be echoing? Interesting. Lorraine Cressman says I am echoing. I don't know what that is. Anyhow, this is what I want to tell you about the vaccines. We'll take a look at my voice, and if it continues to echo, we'll just slap the computer or do something about it. Keep me posted. This is sad news. The state's Prosecutor's office has confirmed the disappearance of four young adults from Puerto Vallarta that lost contact with their families. Ah, I see what we need to do. There you go. They lost contact with their families on May 21st. Their names are Christopher Guzman Inda, Kevin Martinez Santos, Isabel Topete Encinas, and Maximiliano Lorenzo Rios. According to the report, one of them informed his family that they would be going to a party without providing further details. And later on, somebody informed another friend that they were heading for the city of Guadalajara. And that's where they went missing, unfortunately. The prosecutor's office has been in constant contact with the families of these young adults and will continue their investigation locally in Guadalajara and all points in between. Let's say you want to go swimming in the south of Vallarta, and let's say you want to go swimming in the ocean for the next few days. You may want to think about this twice, as there have been several reports in social media of an abundance of jellyfish in waters south of town, particularly at Boca de Tomatlan, Colomitos Beach, and Las Animas Beach. Jellyfish, as we know, can produce irritation on the skin, and it is not unusual to spot them during the rain season. However, this particular appearance seems to be somewhat of an unusual incident. My question to you is, do you know what you can or should do if you get stung by a jellyfish? I would love to take a look at your comments, and we'll take a look at those shortly during the second half of the broadcast. What do you do for stingrays? I know what we do here in Mexico for not stingrays, jellyfish rather, but I'm curious as to what other things you might be thinking about. I also want to report that cultural authorities in several Western Mexico states are working together to cross-promote the reopening of art galleries and museums in Aguascalientes, Guanajuato, San Luis Potosí, Zacatecas, Querétaro, and of course the state of Jalisco. All these states are working together in an initiative that is designed to help promote tourism in the aforementioned states and in their cities and magical towns. It is expected that museums and galleries will begin reopening this month, allowing up to 30% of occupancy and giving priority to activities that take place out in the open. This notion makes the idea of visiting any of these states during the summer or fall seasons increasingly appealing to those of us that are, getting vaccinated and are starting to feel a little restless about moving about. I wonder how much of Mexico you've traveled through, and what has been your experience like. I am personally, I'm looking forward to resuming my explorations of Guadalajara and a couple of other cities. You've heard me mention Mazatlan, and so forth and so on. So several of my friends and I are starting to make plans to travel together and explore parts of Mexico once things start reopening. When I see that museums and galleries and concert halls and cultural activities start again, I get all excited, and I guess that's my thing. If I was into soccer games, that would be a different thing. But this is what I enjoy. This is what I look forward to now that we are moving back into some sense of normalcy. Now, let us now take a break and take a quick look at the weather, and we'll continue with the broadcast. Your therapist is right. You do suck, says snarky weather. I love it. I love the fact that it's 27 degrees, feels like 30. Humidity is at 69%, humid day. Our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 81, and our weather forecast for today promises a humid and partly cloudy day with a high temperature of 30, low temperature of 22. Tomorrow, Sunday, we can expect a partly cloudy day with a high temperature of 30, low temperature of 22, and we will begin our next week, the final week of electoral season, with a clear day, a high temperature of 32 and a low temperature of 23. That's what we have to look forward to in the next few days. We have been reporting rain and wondering, well, are we going to get it? Are we not going to get it? Well, Apparently it will rain, but it will not rain here. We have been tracking two instabilities in the Pacific Ocean. We've been reporting about these over the past couple of days because we think they might turn into tropical storms and bring a lot of rain. Now it seems this is going to happen, but more than likely it will be happening both north and south of Jalisco. If I scroll through this graphic, I can show you the latest map here. I don't know if you can see it, it's a little small, but here we can see these two um, zones of low pressure that are have the possibility of turning into a tropical storm, but if they do, they will not be bringing any rain to our vicinity. So you still have a chance to go swimming upriver if that is something that you fancy before the waters in the Rio Quale and other nearby rivers start to get really muddy. You may want to consider that. Um, I want to continue telling you about one of my favorite Mexican singers. That would be traditional singer Natalia Lafourcade. We have spoken about her beautiful voice and her music before. Well, she has announced the release of the second volume of her album Un Canto por México, or A Song for Mexico. Back in November of last year, the first volume of this project, celebrating traditional Mexican music along with some of her original compositions, earned the artist the Latin Grammy for Album of the Year. In the follow up project, which was recorded during the pandemic, she collaborates with important international artists such as Caetano Veloso and Rubén Blades, whom she met when they were sitting next to one another at the Grammy Awards that I've just mentioned. They expressed mutual admiration and decided to collaborate together. How fun is that? I am very much looking forward to hearing this new album, as the first album was absolutely beautiful. We showed a couple of videos from the first album at some point. Two more things to share with you. One happened last night and one happens tomorrow. Let us start with the tomorrow one. Tomorrow will be the last Mercurio drag brunch of the season. Hotel Mercurio is switching gears tomorrow, ending the traditional and very popular drag brunches during the earlier part of the day. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., I believe. And then tomorrow as well, Hotel Mercurio um, kicks off their very popular Beers, Boys, and Burgers parties, afternoon pool parties, and that'll start tomorrow afternoon as well. So if you want to get all dressed up and dollied and look fabulous and enjoy some great food, tomorrow will be the last chance to do this at Hotel Mercurio. And if you fancy splashing around with other boys, well, and men, of course. When I say boys, I mean men. Tomorrow afternoon will be the chance to do it. And before we get all chit chatty, I want to just briefly report on what I did last night that has me a little bit. Well, we had something to drink. What can I tell you? It happens. I'm human. We do these things. And I noticed a comment in which my dear friend Logan is reporting a little bit of a hangover as well. Anyhow, last night we knew that Almar Resort next to Olas Altas, Almar Resort is a popular gay-friendly resort. Well, they were having this fabulous, ginormous party in which they threw the house out the window. We can take a look at this particular photograph, where you can see they were using a new outdoor party area that is not located on the beach, but is rather located within the hotel itself. We had a privileged and very safe, I might say, vantage point from a friend of mine's apartment. This is the view that we had, and this is the whole area that is open within the hotel. It's a beautiful garden. I think they call it the Garden of Eden, I heard, or maybe not. I'm not entirely sure. But this is the view that we enjoyed. It was very, very well attended. It was very, very successful. It looked beautiful. It looked glamorous. Did we see many face masks? No, we didn't. Are we going to lose any sleep over it? Well, maybe not right now. But in this strange balance between taking care of ourselves with our health and putting forward the importance of kicking our economical um, activities, it is really difficult to pass judgment or criticize these events as we used to. The world needs to continue moving forward, and these parties happen, and I'm still not going to go to them. I felt a lot safer where I was sitting, looking at the party from my friend Eric's place. And of course, this is what we could see during the sunset. After the sunset, the whole scope of the party changed and it looked absolutely beautiful. And I shot a little bit of a video of the fireworks that followed when the party was over. Let me show that to you. It's about a minute and a half. Let's enjoy some Puerto Vallarta fireworks together. Yay, gay pride. No, there's more. Boom. And more. And more. I feel sorry for all the dogs and cats that live in that part of town, as I know that the fireworks can be somewhat upsetting to little creatures. Yeah! Oh my goodness! I recognize those woos as my friend Logan's. Again, putting comments aside of whether the party was safe or unsafe and whether you should have gone or you would have gone or not, and so forth and so on. It was a beautiful, very glamorous, very well produced party. And, it is nice to see that these things are going on. Hopefully, the organizers followed as much of the safety guidelines as they could. And that was that. So these are the news. And now that I've shared the news with you, I'm going to rewind my little chit chat comment tape here just to see who's joining us this morning. And I was happy to see from the corner of my eye that a lot of you pee on your jellyfish incidents, and that is the thing to do. Arturo, we haven't seen you in forever. It's so nice to see you again. I've gone back to your brother's taco restaurant a number of times in Olas Altas, and it has been absolutely delicious. Let's see what else we have. Kelly is in La Cruz. I'm looking forward to saying hello to you on Monday. It's great to see that you're here. Oh, baby. Logan has tested positive for a mezcal hangover. Oh, yes. We were having a good time last night, were we not? John was having an anxiety attack when thinking there was no show today. No. Today is Saturday, and here we are. John, please don't have an anxiety attack on our behalf. It's great to see you. Linda warns us it's going to be hot today. Linda is right. Yesterday was a very warm day in the afternoon as well. Let's see what else. Deborah Lee joins us from Winnipeg. It's great to see you. Kelly, how are you? It's great to see your beautiful face. So nice. Let's see what else. Pee on it. There we go. Here we go. We're getting into the pee comments. Vinegar for jellyfish. Urine takes the sting out. Have someone pee on you. Isn't that sexy? Pee on the jellyfish stings. Thank you very much. Oh, Brett goes for vinegar, not urine. Fair enough. Um, or have someone else pee on it. Dave Short says that would piss me off. Thank you very much. Oh, good lord. Rinse jellyfish sting area with vinegar, says Stephanie. I'm so glad that you guys are kind of well versed in this, because sometimes I wonder, it's like, if when you're visiting the tropics, do you know what to do with a scorpion sting? Do you know what to do with a jellyfish sting? Do you know what to do if a bat comes flying into your apartment? I've been there. That was not fun. Luna had a field day, but of course that's just Luna. Let's see. Matthew says, I'd never heard anyone say the literal translation through the house out the window before, but you actually made it work, Paco. Well, you know what, Matthew? I did some research right before the broadcast. Thank you for mentioning that. I really appreciate that, because in Spanish, tirar la casa por la ventana means that you do everything you can, no expenses spared, to throw a fabulous something, whether it's a wedding or a party or this, that, and the other. And I did go into Google to see if it was used that way in English, and I noticed two very specific trends as far as the expression in English. One trend of the definitions that I found online had to do with indeed throwing a huge, no expenses spared party, and the other one is just literally throwing everything out. But I chose to go with it. It's a very popular expression in Spanish. Um, Kelly says, Dave Short's better to be pissed off than pissed on. I am staying out of that conversation just in case. Love Natalia, big fan of her indeed. Arturo, we are exactly on the same channel. The gift of music that she brings to the repertoire that is produced in our country, and her affinity with preserving traditional song is something that should be very much admired and enjoyed. Um, oh, John gets exploratory. If someone gets stung by a jellyfish at Hotel Mercurio, can we all pull out our thing and pee on the person who got stung, asking for a friend? Well, that question should probably be answered by our dear friend Paul. If Paul is watching, Paul, we want to know what are the jellyfish peeing guidelines at Hotel Mercurio. I'm going to stay out of that one. Stephanie gets but boomy with sounds like a pissy fit to me. You guys are absolutely going with it. I love it. Da, 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 da. Good to see you let your hair down last night. It's good to party like that every now and then. Well, you know what it was, Kelly? For me, and we had this conversation last night. For me, celebrating gay pride has always been about two important things. Number one, honoring what has had to happen, what has had to happen in the world for mankind to become more accepting of homosexuality. Needless to say, we need to know where we come from so that we can move forward. But more personally, gay pride for me is celebrating family. And what I mean by that is the family of choice, the family we make with our loved ones, our friends, our family, so forth and so on. Sometimes in my life, I've needed to celebrate family by marching in a parade. Other times I felt the need to celebrate family by being in a party, all, stoned and dancing and being frisky and all that stuff. And yesterday, what I really needed was to spend beautiful, wonderful, safe time with close friends and celebrate family. So it was a beautiful gay pride celebration for me, and it was exactly what I needed and what I need right now. So if any of you are celebrating gay pride in the next few days, there's a lot of activities, and I hope that you choose to celebrate your families of choice in whatever environment feels right for you and feels safe for you. There you go. That's my wish for everybody here, whether you're gay or not. Gay pride just happens to be taking place right now, but as we grow older, we choose who our families are, and we choose to nurture those friendships in the best possible way. Let's see what else we have. Matthew says, I hope to see spectacular fireworks like that when I'm in PV for New Year's. I'm sure we will. I am sure we will. Um, this I never heard before. This is interesting. Papaya on stings. Thank you very much, Trucha. That's wonderful. Golden showers for jellyfish. See, everybody seems to be uh, appreciating this. We have a new person, Shannon. Hi, I'm new. When is the best time to visit? That is such an open ended question from a tourist. We're going to embrace it. Why not? Um, the best time to visit is any time, and this has everything to do with what your expectation of the destination is. Shannon, if you're here to see whale watching, to do the whale watching thing, and it's not whale watching season, well, you may want to keep that in mind. If you want to enjoy more cultural and music and nightlife activity that tends to be a little livelier during the winter and spring months, it really boils down to what brings you to the destination. There are plenty of resources online, websites, groups on Facebook, so forth and so on, blogs where you can learn about these things. Here at Coffee and Headlines, we can help you and hold your hand as you move to a mindset of being a local. We have a bunch of viewers that are not locals and still watch because we try to go through our lives in Puerto Vallarta thinking about the here and now and being a part of the fabric of our city. So if you're the kind of traveler that likes to come to Puerto Vallarta to stay at an all-inclusive and just stay there, or just do the touristy stuff and stay at the beach and drink pina coladas till you gain 20 pounds, I have done that. This may not be the best place for you to find important answers to your questions. But if you are thinking about, well, I want to travel to this town and I want to experience it like locals do, Shannon, you are more than welcome to join us anytime and ask everything you'd like. That's what Coffee and Headlines is all about. Lynn asks, do locals take vinegar to the beach along with their sunscreen? I've never heard of locals doing this. Um, but that's a great question. If somebody brings vinegar to the beach, please let me know or let us know. Karen asks, what do you do for a scorpion sting? Well, that is a great question, Karen. I personally couldn't tell you, but it is as simply as going on to your web browser, as I'm about to do, and going to google.com, as I'm about to do, and then going in here and asking what to do for a scorpion sting. And then you type that, and then right there's a great answer to your question. Isn't it amazing how much we can learn by just doing a Google search? So there you have it. That's what you do for a scorpion sting, Karen. You go to Google and do some research. Let's see what else we have. The dive shop said if you vomit after a jelly sting, you need to get to the hospital. Otherwise, good to go. Thank you very much for that, Terry. That's a very good indication that things are going to get really ugly or maybe not so much. Thank you for the good wishes, Pat. I consider myself very fortunate in having a small group of very important, good friends, and it is exactly what I wanted. It was beautiful. And I think we are pretty much at the end of our comments today. As always, I am so grateful for your company, for your suggestions, your ideas, and your tips. They're very, very valuable to what we do here. Tomorrow is our day off. As you know, Luna and I are going to go shopping for bras because she feels like she's getting a little loose on her skin with all the food that we're eating here at Coffee and Headlines headquarters. No, I'm just kidding. Luna doesn't wear a bra. She likes to have her tits out in the open. Um, have a great rest of the weekend. Have a great Sunday. I will be looking at the comments that our Governor Alfaro makes tomorrow about COVID, and hopefully we'll see some interesting developments, and we'll see that our state continues to improve as far as the COVID numbers go. And hopefully, we can connect sometime soon. You know, you'll find us here on Monday morning at the usual time. So, thank you for your time today. Thank you for your company. If you're celebrating Pride, do so safely and celebrate your families of choice. As I had a pleasure of celebrating mine last night. Have a great Sunday, and I'll see you soon.